Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now. Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is our This Week in Baseball betting show that we do every week with Troy West from allplayswin.com, and we're going to change up the schedule a little bit so that we can get the early week games covered a lot sooner. And so today is Wednesday, May 14th, and we're going to take a look right now at the series for the upcoming early week next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Troy, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pete. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're off to another fantastic start this week. I'm glad we're doing this show earlier so the clients and the members out there and everybody watching it gets a little bit of value, gets a little bit of time to get their bets in, as we have been given nothing but good information all year long in here with baseball, Pete.
Yeah, for sure. And one other change we're going to make this year is we're going to start tracking the records. The proof is in the pudding. So how did we all do last week? Look at that. You went 6-1-1, plus 4.9 units. Called for a sweep by the Braves over the Cubs. Called for unders in KC Seattle, under in Heron Strasburg. So an awesome week last week, Troy West. How's everything else going at allplayswin.com?
Fantastic, Pete. We hit another totals play yesterday as the Seattle Mariners and the Tampa Bay Rays under 6.5. David Price, Iwakuma, saw that from a mile away. Final score 2-1. Price goes complete game. So we're just rolling with these Seattle totals, going against them or for them. Having an outstanding week so far. Beat 4-1 yesterday. Really encourage people to come take a look. We're really hot right now.
Let's get into the games for midweek, the upcoming week. Let's start with a series that I'm looking at. The first one that jumps out at me is San Francisco at Colorado. Now we know the deal with Colorado, right? Awesome lineup. They've been going over at home and on the road. They're at over 60% overs, both at home and on the road. And San Francisco, we know they have a big lineup, which is probably going to get a boost going into Colorado. Their starting pitching is hittable. Their bullpen has been great, but I think probably when they go into Colorado, they might be a little shaky. The only issue is you never know what shenanigans might come up with the humidor at Colorado, but I have to think we're looking at overs in San Francisco at Colorado. What do you think?
Yeah, I would think overs as well, Pete. The starting pitching for Colorado has been actually somewhat overachieving throughout the course of the year, and the totals have been kind of iffy at times. They scare you away at those 10.5 numbers. But I would think, yes, you got to go with the over. I think both these lineups are going to come to life. They both have pretty good lineups, 1 through 9. I like the overs as well.
Okay, official recommendation. Although, again, you never know what's going to happen with the humidor, and you never know what these totals are going to be. Could be like 11.5, and you're like, all right, what do I do with this? But for now, recommending overs at San Francisco at Colorado. Then the Dodgers at the Mets. Now, my question about the Dodgers is, shouldn't they be a little bit more awesome this year? They haven't had a great record, and they're actually minus 4% ROI on the year, but you look at their starting rotation. Look at that: Beckett, Greinke, Kershaw, Herron, and I know Ryu's on the DL, but still. And then the big bats in the lineup. They're going into the Mets on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the Mets have actually been a good bet on the year, plus 7% ROI. But I'm looking at this matchup. It just looks like the Dodgers have such an edge in the starting pitching and in the lineup. The Mets have been tanking in May, though. They're a minus 28% ROI. I'm thinking this is a series where maybe the Dodgers start to string together wins.
Yeah, I remember last year at this exact time, Pete, we talked about the Dodgers, and they were underachieving immensely. They're probably the easiest team to bet against in baseball. They really turned it on towards the end of the year. When will they turn it on, or will they turn it on? It's been kind of the mystery. But yeah, you like to bet the Dodgers because of the lineup they have, the starting pitching they have. I think the Dodgers do get it together. I think they have the pitching edge in all 3 games in this series, so I'm going to roll with the Dodgers as well.
And then we have 2 matchups where I'm thinking about unders. Tell me what you think of them, and tell me which one you would recommend unders on more, which one you feel more comfortable with. First one is Cincy at Washington, right? Both these lineups have been depleted. Their big bats have gotten injured, but the starting pitching is decent for both teams, and now Cincy goes away from home, where their starting pitching will probably look even stronger. Chapman's back for Cincinnati. I'm thinking maybe we see unders in that series. Or Minnesota at San Diego. And I know Minnesota's been a big overtrender on the year overall, but I think that might have been a little bit of an illusion. And in May, they've actually been going under 70%. San Diego, kind of the opposite. They were a strong undertrender all year, but in May, they've actually gone 6-3 over under at home so far, 6-4 overall. But still, I'm looking at this. I think the Minnesota undertrend continues, and San Diego, never afraid to bet unders with them at home. Which of these series would you think you like unders more?
Yeah, I actually like the unders more. I had circled in the Nationals Reds series. Mm-hmm. Boy, you're probably going to get a total of 5.5 when Johnny Cueto steps up against Steven Strasburg. Strasburg loses the other day against the Arizona Diamondbacks. I think he'll bounce back and have another good outing. Cueto's typically always good for a good outing. I would think with both those guys on the bump, you're going to see an under. And then as you progress into that series, you're going to get Doug Fister against Alfredo Simon. Fister, I think, is going to be a good under bet. He struggled in his first outing against Oakland, but that was his first outing back coming off the DL. Simon's been very consistent. I think you're going to see Fister start pitching better baseball. He's now pitching against an NL lineup. He hasn't pitched against an NL lineup in quite some time. So I think you'll have a better outing. I think you're going to go unders in that series. I think you're at least hit 2 out of 3 unders in the Reds National Series.
Okay, that's good. That's going to be the official recommendation, Cincinnati at Washington. You want that to go on your record, or do you want to stick it on mine?
Absolutely. We'll stick that on mine.
Okay,
well.
Awesome. All right, that's all I got for the midweek games coming up. What do you have to tell us about series or pitching matchups that have caught your eye in terms of betting value?
Yeah, keep an eye on the Seattle Mariners at the Texas Rangers next week. That's going to be a great series. Seattle somewhat overachieving right now. They're 1 game over 500, but I think there's a value to that. They've been underdogs in a bulk of their games this year. They'll be at Texas, where there's typically always underdogs. Texas, as we know, has done nothing but underachieve. I really like the matchup. You're going to get Iwakuma going. Iwakuma, the last 2 outings, has brought in shutout baseball into the 9th inning. The bullpen's damaged him up a little bit, but he's pitching like one of the best pitchers in the American League right now, Pete. So I think he could be a good bet at even money or even underdog value against Texas next week. And I think Seattle might have some value as an underdog against Texas next week.
So you're liking Seattle in general to have some value the whole series?
Yep, no, I think Seattle could take 2 out of 3, and I think they'll be underdogs in the bulk of that series. So I like Seattle to get it done.
All right, Troy West from allplayswin.com. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you again very soon.